Well, hunting season is over. The year 2020 is completed. It's only 10 and a half months till the next hunting season, and we're going to start working on our projects today. And we're going to show you the spinner that we're going to put on our duck decoys. Thanks for watching. Now it'd be a good time for you to subscribe to Bannock Outdoor Television, share it with a friend, and like our channel. Today we're going to convert a duck decoy into a duck decoy with spinners on it. I've had this idea for years. I tried it this year. It worked well. 60 years ago when I started hunting ducks and geese when I was 12 years old, we didn't have the competition we have now. So we'd go out to a farmer's place and set up six or seven decoys on a pond, and we could shoot ducks all day long. Now you have guys that show up like they're going to the Super Bowl. They have boats, 4 or 5 dozen decoys, Sitka gear. You name it, if it comes out, they buy it. The mojos. 2 weeks into the season this year, the mojos just quit working. We had all local ducks. They just would come in, see that mojo flapping its wings like a dodo bird, and then they'd flare right off, so then we ended up pass shooting. I like to decoy them in. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of movement to the spread, but we're going to take and keep it low to the water so we can show you how it works. I think what we're looking for in our decoys is a little bit of movement, but not a lot of movement on a stick 4 foot above the decoys. So today we're going to put wings on a duck decoy. I've got an old duck decoy here that I'm going to demonstrate with. You're going to need a hole saw, a drill and a hole saw, or I cut the first holes, the ones I did with these, with a jigsaw. If they're soft rubber, you can cut them with a X-Acto knife. But let's get started here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to pick the spot right there on the seam where we want the hole to be. And I'll show you how easy this is to do. Right there is 1 1/4 inch hole in a duck decoy. We're going to take 1 1/4 inch dowel, and we're going to put in that spot. We're going to push it all the way to the bottom, and then I'm going to take and I'm going to mark where I want it to be. This dowel costs $5 for enough to do a dozen decoys. And what I want to do is I want to mark this just about 1/4 inch above the decoy, because if you don't, I've got one back there in the back of the shop that I checked it out after I got it done. It slipped sideways, went into the decoy, and it'll be there forever. I can't get it out. See how tight that is coming in and out? That's what you want, because we're going to have to glue it in. We're going to take our jigsaw, and I'm just going to go right on that line and cut straight across it. Since we're done with the saw, I'm going to take this piece of dowel and I'm going to measure dead center on it. And I'm going to drill a pilot hole. I'm going to take 25 inches of number 9 wire, and you can find this at the farm supply store. I bought a whole roll of for $15. You can also go to a recycling place, and they probably have it for a small amount. Just make sure you have enough in one piece. I cut this one 25 inches, and in a minute you'll see why. Nothing ever holds still when you're on camera, does it? We're going to take this dead center and we're going to start our bend. This number 9 wire bends fairly easy, but it also stays really good. What I'm going to do is come around and just turn this into a full circle. It's not that hard to do if it would just cooperate with me. And just keep pulling on it until you get it the size hole that you want. I'm going to squeeze it together. And then I'm going to give it one more tug to try to make that hole just a little bit smaller. I'm going to take a 1/4 inch washer and a 3/8 inch washer because I like it to be just a little bit bigger. I'm going to take an 1.5 inch screw, and I'm going to put the I'm going to start the screw in the hole, take my drill, and I'm just going to set it where I want, the washer where I want it, and then I'm just going to tighten it down. And that's what the beginning pieces look like. I'm going to measure from dead center out. There you have a little crease there. And I'd like to have them both at about 11 inches. See how easy that is to cut? Take this piece and measure out 11 inches on it. At 11 inches is just about the right length when you do this. Sometimes if you don't get it exactly the way you want it. And that's the start of our wings for our decoy. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take and start a loop with a pair of pliers. I'm going to start at the end here, and I'm just going to loop it right around the bottom. Just a real tight, as tight as you can get it with this number 9 wire, because it's fairly stiff. Then I'm going to take some ball bearing swivels that I bought. They're number 5s, because the number 5 fits over the wire quite well. Then we pinch it together. And you pinch it tight enough to where the swivel won't come off. Then we're going to do the other side. We'll put the swivel on. And we're going to just pinch it together so it can't come loose. There we go. I always put the wire comes together on the back side. And with this number 9 wire, you can pull it up or down, whichever way you want it. You can leave it down, you leave it up. It's pretty stiff wire, but it doesn't require a lot of pushing and pulling to get it into the place you want. It'll stay there, just heavy enough. And then we're going to take our 10 snips. I go to the youth ranch or Goodwill or someplace, and I buy aluminum trays, aluminum thing. And I cut my pieces for my spinners out of aluminum, and they're pretty darn easy to cut. And I really don't care if they're square to the world or not. That bird's not going to care when he flies in. What we've got here is, the swivels probably cost the most of anything. They were like $1.89 a piece. But I think this whole project, when you get it done per bird, is about $3, or right at $3 when you get the glue and everything involved. So it's not that much. I'm going to have to put some gloves on here. I'm getting to the point where if I don't, I'm going to get cut. I should have pinched that up just a little bit more. But hindsight's 20/20, isn't it? Make sure you get all the sharp edges off. There's your 2 spinners. What I do is I just take and I just take and cut the corners off so that when I'm in the field, they're not going to bite me. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pair of pliers on this aluminum. I'm going to bend it 2 ways, opposite each other. I'm just going to put a little bend in it. That way down and the other way up, so that the wind can catch it a little bit and help it to spin. Then I'm going to take and drill a hole in them. I'm going to paint one side a gray color or a brown color, whatever you want to do, and then I'm going to do it. It's all flat camouflage paint, and then I'm going to paint the other side white, so it gives a little bit of contrast when it spins. And these will fit on the Decoy. Now I'm going to take a minute, and we're going to take and I like to paint these and seal them before I put them inside the Decoy, because once they're in there, they're never going to come out. So let's take a quick break. Now would probably be a great time for you to subscribe to Bannock Outdoor Television. Subscribe, share it with a friend, and hopefully you'll keep coming back and watching our do-it-yourself videos. When I came back in here yesterday after sealing off the dowel and repainting it and sealing it off, then we came in here and did the video. Had too darn much light on it, you couldn't see what was going on. So this morning, we're going to redo the second half of the video. The reason I picked number 9 wire is because it's pretty easy to work with, and it's very pliable, and it doesn't break easy. That's why I went with that the number 9 wire. So anyway, this is what the Decoy looked like when we got done with it, with the spinners on it. Now I've set it up so we can do another one. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with our dowel. I'm going to put a little teeny bit of Gorilla Glue on the bottom of it. A little bit cold in here this morning, so it's not coming out very good, but that's okay. Remember, I want this part here to the back. I'm just going to take and drop this right down in here, and I'm going to push it all the way to the bottom. I want that glue to set up. While that glue's setting up, we're going to take some super glue, and we're going to go around the edge of it. And we're going to go all the way around the edge of it, and it takes it a few minutes to dry, so I'm going to show you a trick. Take and sprinkle it with baking soda, and that will set that super glue up immediately. And what I do is I put enough on there to where I can just brush it out of the way. Make sure it's all done. And just brush it out of the way, the baking soda out of the way. And we'll use it again as we put 2 or 3 layers on this. turn it sideways so you can see what I'm doing here. And I put quite a bit on there because I want it to seal. I don't want it to get any water inside of the decoys. I don't want it to leak. And I just take my brush and brush that baking soda right back up into there so that it just sucks all the moisture out of that. Out of that super glue. You can see how quick it's set up. And I'm going to do one more bead on there because I really do like to make sure that it's done the right way. Okay, now we'll take and brush this off. There's a little bit of shine to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some camouflage paint and I'm just going to hit that shiny part on the decoy. Now we're going to add our wings to it, or actually our spinners. A little bit tough this morning. And there we are. That'd be a good time for you to subscribe to Bannock Outdoor Television, the DIY station, or the channel. We enjoy having you watch. You know, we have about a couple hundred people a week watching our channel, but we're having a heck of a time getting you to subscribe. So please subscribe, share with a friend, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you very much. Since all the water's frozen up, I'm just going to have to hold him here and show you how the spinners spin in the wind. You can have them as close to the water as you want, or you can just take these and bend them up, and they just keep spinning. No batteries needed, just a little teeny bit of wind. The wind today is about 4 or 5 miles an hour, and look how they're spinning.